Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Adeola. Good evening, Adeyinka, Adeniyi. Good evening, Chidera. Good evening, Mr. Chinedu. Good evening. Someone joined with Lead FM. Good evening. Good evening, Olarewaju. And good evening, Olams, Timothy, Afolabi. Good evening, Uduak. And good evening, Wisdom. I can see people are joining. Those that are having difficulties are already joining. That's a good one. So you are all welcome to today's program. Thank God for today. And thank God this is the second training we are having on this platform. And I think it is live. Actually, I don't know whether the YouTube channel is on.
No, not actually. We're still working on it. Yes, but this will be recorded and eventually to go to the YouTube. So that's also the plan. Yes. So yeah.
So good evening, everybody. And I think I got a notification from the person handling the IT behind the screen. He said he has seen the slides, so he will start sharing shortly. But before we start, I want to welcome everybody to today's program. If you know a friend of yours that is still yet to join, you can see the link we shared on the WhatsApp platform. One of the link is going to bring you into this training room. The other one is going to ask you to register. But the plan is for everybody to register because we are tracking the attendance and the progress so far. So if you're unable to register, you can tell your friends to join directly. We'll be having many trainings so that everybody will be following the proper instruction. So thank you, everybody, for this. I can see the slides are on facilities, condition assessment, and its importance. But before we join, Chinedu would like to have Chinedu giving us the welcome address before I introduce the speaker or the person that is going to take us on today's training. So, Mr. Chinedu, the floor is yours. Make sure you have your writing materials. Facility managers, we all know what this topic means and what it is. It is very critical in our operation, whether you like it or not. You must know what FCA is. So if you are still confused about how it is done, how it is, the exercise, the evaluation is being carried out, make sure you have your writing material, you have your pen, and be ready. The meeting is being recorded and it will be uploaded on the YouTube platform or shared for people to equally listen to it after today. So, Mr. Chinedu, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Okay, it's my privilege to have us gather here again this evening. And I want to say apologies for the hitches that we're having in terms of the connections. We're sorting everything out, and we're also starting a bit behind schedule based on that. But hopefully, at least we should, because the speaker already told me that he needs to conclude and leave by 7. I guess he has another engagement. So it's nice to have you. The speaker of today will have his profile shortly. He's been a very good friend. Somebody said, how were you able to get him to come? I said, it didn't take me anything because he's been a very good friend for years. So, Doctor, I'm very happy. What we're actually doing is, is a vision to empower young FMs and at no cost. We're not charging anybody for what we're doing. That's actually like our own way of contributing to the FM community to see how far we can, improve skills, improve capacities within the profession, so that in a short while from now we can be proud of FMs that know what they're doing across the globe, not just within Nigeria. So it's a vision, and we're grateful, we're happy that you're here with us today to share in this vision. You have become a collaborator, and It is not just we don't intend to end after 1 month. We don't intend to end after 2 months. So that's a way of also saying, like Oliver Twist, don't be surprised when we call you next time to also be part of this. Thank you very much for coming. We are grateful, and for everyone that has joined so far, thank you for joining. Obi, thank you, and you can go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ifeoluwadayo Adeoluwadotun. I'm actually the person that asked the question, how were you able to drag this man here? Ifeoluwa is an accomplished CEO at Filmo Facilities Management Limited, FFM, where he exemplifies visionary leadership rooted in operational excellence, client satisfaction, sustainability, with over 10 years experience in the service industry. Ifeoluwa has a proven track record of transforming service delivery through quality management, process optimization, and cutting-edge technological integration. He's a registered facility manager with the Association of Facilities Manager Practitioners in Nigeria, where he also serves as a Director of Membership and Professional Development. I think that's what we are experiencing now. Ifeoluwa has been instrumental in setting the industry standard and also launched Nigeria's first facilities management club for secondary school. That was on LinkedIn. I saw that. And inducting Nigeria's first registered facilities managers. A committed advocate for sustainable practices. He's a professional member of the Green Building Council of Nigeria and an associate member of the Institute of Safety Practitioners in Nigeria, ISPON, holding HSC 123 certification that underscores his dedication to safety and ethical standards. Academically, Ifeoluwa holds a master's in facilities management and BSc in electrical electronics engineering from the University of Lagos, alongside an OND in industrial maintenance engineering from Yaba College of Technology, Lagos, and a mini MBA from Tekidia Institute. His recent completion of the Senior Management Program at Lagos Business School, LBS, has enriched his leadership with advanced management insight, further reinforcing his drive to lead FFM towards sustained growth and industry innovation. Under his leadership, FFM has doubled its revenue within 3 years, expanded its service portfolio. Notably, he also led the initiative for ISO 9001, that is Quality Management System Certification, at FFM, and spearheaded the integration of IoT and CMMS system for digitalized facilities management processes. Recognized for his impacts, Ifeoluwa was awarded the CEO Award for Best Staff in 2017 at FFM for his exceptional contribution to operational efficiency and company growth. Ifeoluwa's career accomplishments speak to his unwavering commitment to quality, innovation, and environmental stewardship, positioning him as a transformative leader in facilities management. His approach combines teamwork, continuous improvement, and a client-centric philosophy that aligns with his vision for the future of the industry in Nigeria. You can see his profile is robust. It's robust. So we want our own to be as robust as his own. So by the time we are done today, we also go and add to our profile. So Ifeoluwa, we are very glad to have you with us today. And like I said, we are all ready to tap from the wealth of knowledge that is God has embedded in you. So thank you for being with us. And then the floor is open for you. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. So those portfolios, don't mind it all. They're just for the talk, for the saying. But thank you to the hosts. I'm trying to get thank you, Obi. Thank you, Mr. Chinedu. He has been a good friend. We've been friends for long. I used to tell people again that you can move to the next slide. I've started. There's no formal way of talking. I say as a facility manager, you must learn to fill 5 buckets. If you have been in my training, you will hear that. You have to fill the bucket of knowledge. Knowledge is what you know. I hope you can hear me. So that's the first thing I need to be sure.
Yes, we can hear you very
Yes,
well.
we can hear you.
So you can fill the bucket of skill. That's what knowledge, what you know. The bucket of skill, that's what you can do. The bucket of network, who you know. The bucket of resources, what you have as a result of those four. And the most ultimate thing is the bucket of reputation, what people know you for. If they call your name, what would they know you for? So, whatever space you find yourself in facility management, just carve a niche for yourself. It takes time. It's not a job that they will thank you for. Sometimes you feel like giving up. And as a result, I like to play song when I start my class. Those that know me, that's my style. So just play Lean on Me. As we go, you will need this song as a facility manager. And there are many songs I play, but I just play this one for you. So as I'll be talking, so that's I've started. So you can play the song. So just to calm everybody nerves, we know that the network has been shaking. That's what facility management means. You plan, but a lot of things comes to your table, but you have contingency. So you can play the song. I'll just be talking as the song is playing. You will see a play button. Can you see it? Who is in charge of my slide?
Okay.
Femi is the one, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, if
FM.
you can't play it,
I think
maybe what I would, if you
it's
can't see the song,
playing.
yes,
You can hear it.
I cannot hear it. So, but if you can't hear it, let's move ahead. The song is just saying that lean on me. So it's just for you to tell you that in this job, cannot that hear, or maybe it is me.
No, I can't hear you too.
Okay.
Playing from his own side.
No, I can't hear. I can't hear either.
Okay, don't worry. We will not let lean on me to cause a lot of issues. But we will proceed. Check the volume, but if you can't, just pause it. But, move ahead. But can you hear my own volume now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You can hear my
Loud
own.
and clear.
Is it
Loud
playing
and
for my
clear.
side?
Mm-mm.
Can you
No,
hear the
your
No,
song
own.
now?
no,
We
it's
can't
not.
hear.
Oh, we can't hear the song.
And I think everybody is waiting to hear this song.
Why now? It's good. It's painful, but let's move ahead. Assuming I can share, I would have been able to share, but it's part of life. Let's move ahead. But the song is just saying lean on me, right? So I don't have a good voice, I would have tried. Say sometimes in our life, we have pain, we have sorrow. But if you are wise, I will just say the lyrics. We know that there is always tomorrow. So you say, lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. So let's go ahead. Let me not waste your time. So one of you can open the song on YouTube. It's called Lean on Me. The reason we are playing that song again is because, as someone that's looking up to someone to mentor you, you must always have somebody to lean on. You must always have somebody to look up to. So let's move ahead. Maybe at the end of the class, one of you can find the song we play. That will even make more sense. So can we go ahead to the next slide so that we don't waste time? I want to make sure. So, I want to believe that they will share this with you. So I like to speak from my mind. And I know that the slide is good. I know that you want it, but it's good to understand. So we'll just break it down systematically. Say, what is facility condition assessment? It's just a evaluation of your assets. It's just going through to know the status of what you are managing. It's to assess it physically, to check the performance or to check the lifestyles. And it covers everything in that building. You want to know what is the health. Just like what we say, people go for medical checkup. So that's a very similar thing to facility condition assessment. It's like doing some kind of a medical checkup for your building to find out what is the physical condition, take that word, what is the performance of the asset, what is the lifespan. And then, like I said, when you want to do holistic medical checkup, they check your blood pressure, they check your pulse, they check so many things, and they measure it against something to be sure that, when your BP is above 120 or something, that means, we need to check. There's something responsible for it. So that's what it is. It's just an evaluation of your asset in the building or in the built environment to be sure of what you are managing. So let's move to the next. Like I said, you have access to it, but I'll just speak. And I'm going to share one or two experiences I have as a result of this. So like we said, the scope, right, of facility condition, you can look at the structural component. Like we said, is a holistic medical checkup now for the building. Check your mechanical, check your electrical, check your plumbing, check your interior finishes, check site features, check elevators and fire protection. I used to tell people that as a facility manager, you know that when your pump want to get bad, it will not send you message, except you're managing a BMS system. Even a BMS system, except it's automated, right? That's when you get a trigger on your phone. But most BMS system that you don't have access to it on your phone, that means you have to sit on the system and begin to browse to know that something is wrong. So as a facility manager, if you wait for any of your equipment to fail before you react, you get a lot of insult, a lot of embarrassment, and it's more costly to react than to prevent. We all know that. So that's the reason why you are doing all this, so that you'll be more proactive and preventive. So the scope, like we said, you can look at interior, you can look at mechanical, you can look at, like I've kind of segmented it in this slide, so that you want to know, like I said again, what is the condition, what is the lifespan. And as we go ahead, you will see some index which you can use to not just just doing inspection for inspection's sake. This is different from your inspection. And if you ask those that have been long in the industry, right, they will tell you that if you want to take on a new site, whether they just finished building it, you have to do some level of this FCA. And as we go on, you will see there are 3 levels to FCA. And as it is in Nigeria, we're always on the first level. Can we move to the next slide? So like I said, if you want to do FCA, you not just jump and be doing everything. You ask yourself, what is your objective and what is your scope? I've given you some breakdown of what you want to check. It's possible that you won't check everything. So you need to say, why am I doing this? Now, if you are just taking over a site or a building, we always do it so that we know what they handed over to us. So that in 2-3 months, they say, if you move on to this site, everything has been very bad. You bring that to FCA. And in fact, in my own company, we do this twice every year. We do it at the beginning of the year to say, okay, now we are starting a new year. This is the condition of my building. We also do it at the middle of the year to say, okay, this is how I made this building in January. Now, this is 6 months. What has changed? Right? And we do it, we submit it. I can say so many times that we go for meetings and they will be shouting. Since we just draft the report and we'll show them and we'll discuss. In fact, there was a meeting I had with one of the clients, and they were doing on a project. I think we wanted to hand over that project to another company. And I know one of the things that the landlord said, he said, these people, they will always give us the condition of our asset every six months. So that even if we are the one delaying, it's there. This is beyond report. Not everybody will read all your report. Most of your reporting is, that's if you are working for an FM company, your report is to your superior, and it's not your superior that will most now send to the landlord. So it's a long chain, which some of them might not have time to be reading your daily or weekly report or monthly report, which I also advise people, your monthly report can be a mini FCA. Now, collect documentation. You can't just be doing reports without documentation. That's really important. Then you perform inspection and testing. I need to ask people, I said, do you know the difference between audit and inspection? They are two different things. Most of what we do is inspection. But when it comes to audit, you are benchmarking against a standard. Those are two different things. But most of the things we call audit and all those things we do is, in fact, in Nigeria, I would say that 85% of what we do is just inspection. There's no benchmark, majorly, most of the times, right? And when I say benchmark, we can say, okay, there are some ACs that are installed in a room. What is the size of the room? This AC should be for a certain size and a certain number of people in a room. And almost most people don't talk. They just say, the place is not cooling. It's not. I ask, did they do proper calculation? Is sometimes you have some commercial side that they keep bringing people into the room and then you keep pressing to 16, and I tell people that putting AC in 16 simply means that you will kill that AC in a very long run. Yes, you will get the temperature and everything, but working at 16, what it means to your thermostat, you know what it means to your compressor, and you know what it means to your lifespan of that AC. So if you check very well, most of the time they will never recommend you to put it in 16. So that's benchmarking. So you check, analyze the condition, check the lifespan, generate rating, good, bad, poor. You can, despite on, you can use your 5 measures. It depends on what you want. Or you can just put good, critical, bad. It depends on what rating you want. Then you prioritize repairs and develop recommendations. So we do this often. There's some things that for 5 years it will be there. Once the landlord will say, I don't have money, still put it there now. At least you'll be aware that this thing is unstable. Can we move to the next slide? Now, like I said, there are levels to this assessment. That I'll use that word carefully. And most of the time, what we'll do is level 1. Just check, work by observation. There is a crack. Just like there's a crack. Wall, bad. Painting interior, bad. Doing a thorough level 2 now means that finding out why. Doing testing. Most of us, how many times do we test the foundation, check the structural integrity? Nobody wants to pay for it. They say it's not your job, it's this, it's that. So now level 2 is that you are now doing some non-destructive testing. You check your water flow, you check for leakages. Now level 3 means now is you are doing a detailed. That one I see that you have to bring in maybe the structural engineer, you have to bring in the architects, you have to bring in all the experts in the built environment to carry out a proper test, right? They can even as well carry out an earthing test to check what is the condition of our earthing system, right? They can even do a test of the safety in that place, check out safety procedures, check out things, run a proper test of your. I think one of the things that you hardly find people test is their fire hose. Once they install it, it remains there until there's fire. Most of the time, it will just be there. It is maybe doing fire, you now see, maybe some people try to test it, but if you ask yourself, when was actually the last time you check your hydraulic fire hydraulic system, you will see that they will tell you, don't waste your time. So these are levels to this FCA, but I believe the basic one that you don't need all the expertise is the level 1. And that's why I always encourage facility managers to read and to read and to read and to read and to read often as you can. And to do that, I'll share one of my experience in that level 1/level 2 as we proceed. Can we move to the next slide? Now, this one is similar to what we are doing. Assuming I could share my screen, I could, I'm not digressing, but I'm just bringing this in-house. One of the things I would like to encourage us as facility manager is that we are now in the era of AI, right? And there's so much we can do with AI, such that we can design tools for some of this inspection. Just last week, I went to cloud. I said, develop a facility inspection software for me. And I got a link and I could do so many things. So what am I saying in essence is that there are tools to use for this. Some people use their BIM, some use mobile inspection app, like we've discussed. Your facility goals, what are the critical assets you want to work with, what are the level of your standard of information. But I'll kind of stick to the tools of your inspection. I think in my office, what we normally do, we've developed some Microsoft form that when you go on site, you do it and it feeds live back to the office, right? Now, as we do that, it's easier for us. Some people have an app, an inspection app, right? That as you're taking that picture, based on the benchmark you have, you can get the ratings, right? So that this information is not with you. So there are tools to use. You need to find yourself. Most of the time, I'll tell you what we do is waiting my IC, and I go back to the office. There's some templates that like I said, as I could share, I'll show you some of the ones we've done in my office and things that happen like that. But I'm sure Chinedu will share with some of you guys to do it. So if you're managing a site, whether that system is in your office or not, I want to encourage you, do this maybe once in a year. At the beginning of the year, or at the middle of the year, or at the end of the year, this is where I met my site. This is what is going on. And have it like a PDF folder. Send it to the top management. Make sure it gets to the landlord. Make sure it gets to somebody. So at the end of the day, they say, what are you doing? And I need to tell people that facility management job, nobody will thank you. The only way you want to get thank you is that make sure that your job is being measured. I ask people, okay, you're offering Gen or on Gen. Have you been able to save fuel? Have you been able to save energy? What are you doing? You just on and off Gen. Nobody will, it's only when the Gen is off, they know if the Gen is working 2,000 days. They don't care. They don't know that you are there. But when you come up with reports, metrics to say what you have done, zero casualty, zero incidents for the year, people say, are you sure in our site? Our complaint has reduced from 10 to 11, zero downtime of water failure, metrics that people are looking that they want to be sure. Are you getting me? Not just to be working. Nobody cares if you are working in quote now. But if you don't come up with a report that shows what you are doing, and that's what FCA will do for you. If your FCA is always showing bad, and then again, when it's showing bad, you need to put recommendation. You need to show who is responsible. You don't just, so that I tell people, your report is your valuable tool to make you kind of to make it someone that has impact, to make it someone that has influence. It's your report as a facility manager, and that's one thing we don't like to do. How many times have you had theft on your site? What have you done? They say this, do this, this, do that, this, do that. There was a site I managed, long time ago during the first Russia/Ukraine war. I said this war is going to cause a lot of issues in the Mediterranean Sea, and what it means is that Europe pump most of their gas comes from Russia, and also Ukraine provides most of the flour and blah blah blah. And I told them that whether we like it or not, the cost of barrel of diesel will go up. As at that time we were like 300, and I said in a year time we'll be buying diesel at 800. So I partnered with somebody that has the tank farm. I said we can benchmark what we are going to use for the year, pay ahead. We can save more than 15 million. But they say, how do I know? It's not possible. I gave them the metrics. So what am I saying is, as facility manager, you are not just there to be on the normal level. You can be talking the economic impact, inflation, and plan ahead of it. So your FCA too can help you to look at things and say, see, we need to, with this inspection I've done, I noticed that we buy 10 breakers in a year. And with the inflation going, we will need 20 in the next 2 years. If this contract is 2 years, and if I have the money, can I sign some kind of agreement with a vendor or something like that? Let's just proceed so that I don't do too much. So you need to have your tools, like I said, majorly use a software or a template. Those are tools you can use for your assessment. Let's proceed. We still have a long way to go, so I'll kind of speed it up. Next. So why is it critical? Number one is to ensure accurate inventory. It's important to have your accurate inventory. With this unplanned breakdown, inform preventive and predictive maintenance, because when you know the condition, you understand? Once you know the condition of your asset, you can plan for it, right? You can know what to do. So in terms of being preventive or predictive, you don't have issues, right? You already know that this pipe, maybe all your sites, before you used to have some site that they have iron, and you have iron in your water. That one we think we know that you need to predict that this iron that is chopping this pipe, how long will it last? Let's change everything to copper. You see that in most of the plumbing fittings. Change everything to copper, especially your water heater. Some of them are made with some old iron, if that's your site anyway. You can even say, okay, we are not using copper, use some strong PVCs that can hold that temperature. And then you can plan ahead or predict what will happen, right? So it helps for your predictive maintenance, then majorly for your budgeting. A lot of us have capital project on site. When you do this inspection, you say, see, I've done XYZ. In the next 2 years, we need to change our generator. In the next 4 years, all these AC need to be replaced. In the next 5 years, we need to change all the plumbing fittings. And then we say, okay, these are the costs. So in the next 2 years, we need 20 million. So all the landlord now start paying 30 million now, so that in the next 2 years, the 20 million is available. Not that in the next 2 years, now say, we need 20 million, bring it. You know how it is. You say, right, some of them think we are magicians, and we are not. And most of the time, it is what they give us we manage. But I have to tell people that, please, you have to think as if this building is your own. If you take that ownership, you will do things differently. The way you will think about it, what you will do, it will be totally different. Let's move next. Like I said, I'll share one or two incidents that would have, that saved over eight lives, people that dropped from a lift, and I'm going to share it. When how often do we do FC? I've said that it depends on your new acquisition, facility transition, maybe you need a budget. Some say 3 to 5 years. Like I said, this 3 to 5 years is that level C. But if you're in the level 1 just to inspect and do observation, you can do this. Like I said, you can do this every 3 months, 6 months, as often as you can, right? It's not a big deal per se for that, right? So you can always do that, right? So there's no perfect timing or something that you look at. You will just do it based on as need arises, right? Let's move to the next one. Now, what are the key components? I think we've mentioned some of them in our discussion. I've said that some of the key components is that you check your asset inventory, you check the ratings, you check what is the remaining useful life, like we have said, what is the cost estimate, right, for repair or replacement. Can you hear me? I think can you hear me? I think my network went off a little bit. Obi,
Yes.
can you hear me? Okay, so
Yeah.
just leave your own mic so that I know that I'm not alone. It's looking as if I'm alone. So I'm saying that, so you have your inventory and the rating of your of your asset. What is the remaining useful life? You will see when we move further, we'll see what is called facility condition index. That index is, you need to have that calculation when you get to that remaining useful life, especially this cost estimate for repair or replacement. That's where facility condition index comes. Priority level and risk-based scoring. Sometimes you can do your facility condition assessment because of safety. Just want to check how safe is that environment. It's not just because you want to check. So you need to find yourself to say, no, what am I doing this? I want to check the risks. I want to check to be sure that this place is okay. I know one of the things I tell people, I kind of discuss so much. I love this topic called sick building syndrome. Sick building syndrome, I was stumbled on a short video by Aproko Doctor, but I'm sure that's what he was saying. He said some of you, when you come to your house during rainy season, you observe that you are sneezing, you observe that you have respiratory issues. He said so many things. And he said, do you know the cause? He said it is because of mold. That's what sick building. When you are out of the building, you don't have any sickness issue. But when you come to a building and you observe that there's a particular illness in that building, it's what is called sick building syndrome. Let's assume that everybody that comes into your apartment is always having cough. It's called sick building syndrome. So you can actually do all this inspection to check and find out what is the health status of people in this building. Especially managing a commercial site and you observe that sick leave, in a year is like 20. And you need to find out if it is your building that is responsible for that. I need to find out, I think it's during rainy season because the AC is always 16 and everywhere is cold already. So everybody is always having flu. And because there's no AHU, because there's no fresh air, this flu or this flu is spreading around. So you need to find out. Let's move to the next. We have 10 minutes. Should be able to round up. Now I've mentioned tools. We can move to the next. The only one we didn't mention. Move to the next. We can use drones, sensors, IoT. We didn't mention that. We've talked about so from data to action, turning FCA into strategy, right? Align what you have done with your strategic maintenance plan. Use your data to justify your capital funding. Develop short, medium, and long-term plan. I've mentioned this to say you already know that this gen will be out of use. For example, for most of you, I don't know when you know that when your gen get to 10,000 hours, it's problem. There's no amount of maintenance you want to do. You need to do top end overall. When they get to 5,000, you need to do top overall. When you get to maybe 3,000, you need to service all the injector nozzle. It's not because you are not doing your maintenance. That is the lifespan, because in generator, every part has its own lifespan, not the old generator, right? And if you don't understand this, for example, how often do you need to change battery in a generator? I see that a lot of people, you say, and the battery head, you change it, you do this, you do that. There are some conditions that can also affect your battery head. You need to understand that. You used to have 24 hours, you're in Bande, and the gen is idle. You don't warm it, you don't do anything. One day you want to start it. You say, but we did not use it now. It's not meant to be idle like that, per se. So maybe once in a while you will warm it. And like I said, you need to develop your short, medium, and long-term plan. You understand? In 5 years, we need to paint this building. So don't wait to 5 years. There needs to be a plan to break down the cost in 5 years or to prepare for the 5 years. You understand? So let's move ahead. So you need to make sure that your data from your FCA becomes your strategic tool. Now, what is the benefit? The benefits. Just move to the next slide. We're almost rounding up. It's a deep topic, but we'll just keep it short as it is. Reduce life cycle cost and maintenance backlog. We all know that, like you said, you already know that this thing will go back. You plan for it, so your maintenance backlog, your complaint level will reduce. So that's why I encourage people, enhance user safety and satisfaction. You need to, when people talk about, for me, I talk so much about safety because if you understand that you are a medical doctor in a built environment, you will know that you are in that building to make sure of the well-being of the people. That's basic definition of FM, the well-being of the people in that built environment, and that they are comfortable to achieve their goal. Somebody is coming to a gym and he's sweating. There's no way he can optimize whatever exercise he's doing in that place. He will go home frustrated, angry. And while building his muscle, his emotional status has been damaged, definitely bringing about illness again, because your emotions eventually affect your well-being. But people don't talk about that. People talk so much about your muscle part, your physical part, but the most part that affects your well-being is the emotional part, which we need to look at that part when we are managing building. Somebody is always angry. When he gets to your toilet, he's just angry. You have affected the person. If the person had high blood pressure, that one alone, you have affected his BP. Or when it comes to your building, alarm used to just sound anyhow. You got, panic. So it's not just about the physical part. User safety and satisfaction. Support compliance and risk mitigation. There was a site we took over and we did the FCA. We just told them, see, guys, your sewage system is not in compliance with standard. And because we took over that site, we didn't know that the former people have been having a way of settling the sewage agency in Nigeria. I've forgotten their name. I'm trying to remember them. They come to building and they submit inspection. They'll give you a letter. And when we did that, we told them you need to do X, Y, Z. You will not believe in 2 months. These guys came and submitted that report and sealed the environment. You know, when they sealed it, they could not even shout. After 2 months, we said, we told you guys, that's our standard. He said 5 minutes left. Extend facility lifespan, optimize value. I think there's a minute schedule on this. Can we move to next? Oh God. Case study, a campus, they have an aging infrastructure. The FC outcomes with 30% fewer emergency. Let's go down. Is this my slide? So what's FCI? It's a benchmark, like I said, I'll just explain to you. You can always get this. When the cost of repairing something is higher than the cost of replacement. So you're looking the cost of repair or of repair over cost of replacement. So go down, that's just what it means. Deferred maintenance over current. For example, your phone. How many of you use Samsung and then you have screen problem and they tell you that you bought the phone 200 to replace the screen 150. Tell me, you and I, you go and replace the screen, or you buy a new one that is even more updated. That's basically what it is. And there is a rating for it. So once the rating is between, a good rating is between 0.0 to 0.1. Anything that it is less than 10% of the value, 0.1 is 10%. 10 to 30% is poor. Once the value of the replacement is more than 30%, for example, the cost of buying a new phone is 100 naira, and the cost to repair that phone is like 35. That's critical. Just replace it. It doesn't make sense because that's really the life cycle. So that's what critical means. From 0 to 30, that's poor. If it's 10%, that's good. So, and I know most of us, when we do this inspection for repair or replace, I used to give this to them. Say, this is what the standard is. The FCI rating. You can do it for asset. What's the cost of repairing this and cost of buying new one? If you repair it, what's the lifespan? 2-3 years. You need to charge it. But if you buy a new one, the next 7-10 years, you are still enjoying it. So what will you? You will not just say, "Oh God, we need to." You give them this kind of report. You are professional. You have done your inspection and you give them the FCI rating and you move ahead. And then you tell them, based on this standard or metrics, we need to replace. If they say, stay there, at least in your report, and you keep sending reminder. Because one thing we do in FM is once we submit reports, I don't tell them, you do this as often. In fact, you can frustrate people with reports. They'll say, it shouldn't be your own. You have to say that. I'll share my experience before I go on this issue. Can we move ahead? And I think that's just about like the last part or something. I hope you are looking for our song, Lean on Me. So please try and find it as we finish. So I'm giving an example of a good condition. Deferred maintenance, cost of repairing is 5 million. Cost of replacing is 200 million. So when you divide 5 over 200 million, it's still less than 0.05. That's good condition. Don't forget that acceptable condition expires in 10%. That's 0.1. Let's look at fair condition. Cost of repairing, 12 million. Cost of replacing, 150 million. 12 divided by 150 is 0.08. Fair condition. Because you know 0.01 to 0.05 is good. 0.05 to 0.1, fair. Now let's look at critical. Deferred maintenance, 75 million. Cost of replacing, 200 million. 75 divided by 200, 0.35. Critical. Advice to replace. I hope you are getting one or two things.
Yes.
Let others unmute. If you are getting one or two things, just give me a clap, a thumb up or something. Or say, yeah, I've learned a new thing, right? I'll fill your bucket of knowledge. Now go and fill the bucket of your skill, what you can do with it. Thank you. That's encouraging. Can I convert the clap to money? $10. I'll be rich by now. Let's move ahead. No, I think that's how they do TikTok. People will just be sending rows. I'm not there, but that's what I heard. So every rose you send, they give it $100. I don't know what it is, But I hope all this clap, I can convert it. I hope things will do that for us one day. Somebody can, recommend it to them. All this meeting, somebody just clap for me, please. So let's move ahead. I've explained all this, I've explained it in the last slide. So it's still the same thing to explain it. So conclusion and call to action. It provides a roadmap for proactive FM. That's just it. You leverage your data to make decision. Somebody said something in one skit. He said, info of info. It means that you need information to be able to ascend, to be able to fly. So just using rhymes. Say info, info. That means you need information to be able to fly, to be able to ascend. So this is saying that you need this data to make smart, strategic decision. Start your FCA journey, improve your planning, reduce your risks. And I put contact us for assessment to training. Don't worry, it's not necessary. But you can contact your mentor. I did that on purpose. And I believe that I know some people, their own is just share the slide. Anybody sharing the slide should pay. Because, there's something about free things. You will not value it. So, Chinedu, maybe all these people, you will charge them so that you use this one to be buying data or use it to upgrade your teams. But let's move ahead. I'm sure Chinedu will find a way to do that. If you want to get my own slide like that, the money is 100,000. So, thank you. I hope you can get our song. Where's our song now? Lean on me. I'll fight this IT guy. Eh? Oh yeah, play. I must play song. I will not finish my class. And then if you have any questions, please let me know. Obi, you can share. Can you share your screen?
No.
Chinedu can share now. Let him go to YouTube, type lean on me, and he will play. We will enjoy yourself. So that's all from my end. I think some people are raising up their question. Please, you must play that song, or else we'll be here till 9. If you don't play that song, I've not finished my class. I must enjoy myself with a song. Okay, let's go ahead. I think there are questions.
To your
I
mic,
think one person is raising up their hand.
to your mic, your microphone.
Okay. I don't know if people can hear you.
Yeah, we can manage it like that. I can hear you. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll help you, God. So this is for those, right? You always lean on your mentors. Swallow your pride. That's what it says, though. Swallow your pride. So you can listen to it after. So just lean on the mentors program. You will learn a lot. Thank you. I think that's enough. So can we get someone to ask question? I don't know if I know Obi in person, but it looks like if I've known you from somewhere. So let's move ahead. But I know me from LinkedIn. A lot of people know me from LinkedIn, but
Ah,
that's the face to the LinkedIn. All right, questions. Let them ask questions so that we can move ahead. I'm kind of on transit. You can say I have to park somewhere to make sure I meet up so that I can move on.
okay. Do we have questions? Adeinka, Chidera, Timothy? I think Timothy wants to ask a question.
All right, fine. You can connect up with me on LinkedIn. That's why I left this.
Yes.
I say a lot of people say, please mentor me. I know one of them I'm guilty. One person is here, but to be honest with you, when you say that, I don't want to go into details. Sometimes I have my hands tied with so many things. So mentorship is more organic. It's not just what you want to get. It's also what you can do for the person. And that's the best way somebody can mentor you. Not just mentor me. And I'm like, what does mentorship means to you in your own definition? And it's good for Chinedu to ask them, what does mentorship really means to people? For me, when I've related with so many people, it means just teach me, tell me. No, that's not what it means. It means that, if you know the history of mentorship, right? It's about a king that has a son that was taking over his throne. And he said, I'm not sure I can teach my son about this, everything about trauma. And he took that boy to an expert in war to teach him about warfare. And he was there. It's simple what we call apprenticeship. That's what simple definition of mentorship is. And that's why I'm not calling any name. The Igbo people have asked that, and that's the way forward in the nation. You know,
I think he's having a call. Okay. Okay. I think let's wait for him to come back. Adenka, you should be getting ready with your question. Is he back?
All right.
Oh. Oh, he's not back. Ah, okay. I think Mr. Chinedu is here. Okay, Mr. Chinedu, should Adenka ask his question while we're waiting for follow-up?
I think he's on the call. So but you can go ahead and ask questions.
Adenka.
Okay.
Auntie
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, the facilitator is not on screen. I believe he's on call. I
Yes.
should go ahead with the questions, please.
Yes, Chinedu say you can go ahead.
Yes, I would have loved him to be here because sometimes being in his class, this class is like a refreshment course to me. Okay, and I want to appreciate him, and he keeps the work going. Nevertheless, FCA is a very it's kind of a contribution anyway, not necessary questions. FCA is very key to every aspiring or every FM facility managers. Like you said, it's very critical to help you to reduce unplanned breakdown, also to know your assets accurately. In fact, it's one of the first things that as a FM you must engage with for you to ascertain the assets of that facility, as well as to enable to plan what type of schedule maintenance to use as well. Having said that, also, I just want to relate to my practical experience. There is a facility that I'm about to take up. It's a new facility anyway. Being granted or having this experience in the FCA, it's really an added advantage to me in the sense that the owner of the facility asked me that I should just look around and see see what like my observation. But based on this course that I've gone through, it really helps me a lot. And I'm saying this to all FM, all facility manager, that is a course that we as a FM must embrace. It will help us in our operations in the sense that to ensure to know accurate asset, to know the condition of the building, both structural and non-structural, as he rightly said. In a nutshell, it is very interesting course. And though it's not online, I could remember it's one of the courses I love so much
It's back online. It's
because
online. It's online.
okay, it's online, okay.
Yes.
And if I remember vividly, I did very extremely well in that course, maybe 98% or what have you. I couldn't exact, but very well. what I'm saying in a nutshell that it's interesting and a kind of a refreshment course, and is a course that every FM should embrace, should be part of them if you want to succeed in this job, in this facility management job. Thank you.
Thank you, Adeinka. Thank you very much. Timothy, let's have your question.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks to the facilitator and the, the, the moderator and the speakers. I'm truly excited to be part of this program. I'm so happy and delightful. My question goes because as a upcoming facility manager, as a aspiring one that has been in the field. I just want to ask that what is the necessary certificate, not like a expensive one, like a low budget one that somebody can have, that he or she can tender at any company, that they will know that this person is knows what he or she is doing. And also my second question goes to us, like me now, like for example, I wanted to go for my master's in the facility management. So I don't know, maybe is there any certification that somebody can have in order to be applied for the masters of that facility manager? Thank you so much, sir. Hello.
Okay. Okay, the question is for, are there certifications that are cheap that someone can do and present to the way he goes for an interview? Or because most of our certifications are expensive, so he's actually asking for advice. We can't hear you, sir. We can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now? I guess my earpiece. So I don't know, but there are many programs, there are many short-time courses you can do, right? To be honest with you, FM is quite voluminous. Even when you do these certified programs, that doesn't necessarily mean, if you ask me, that you even know what FM is about. FM is more experiential, right? When people go for interview, I tell them just use 3 acronyms. SKILLS. That's your skills, your education, and your experience. Those are 3 things that can open door for you an interview. And skills is not something that will come without education and experience, right? It will not come. Education will come first. Experience cannot be embedded with it, right? So for just to be direct with you, there are many people that are doing programs. I also run training programs for people, but I will tell them what I'm only doing for you is foundational program. I run training program. So I'm not going to tell you that when you finish this place, you're a guru. I'll tell you, you need to roll up your sleeve and you need to read and you need to get familiar with the space. I also have a belief that you learn by doing, right? So when you go for such interview, when you come from the place of knowledge, you've read this, you understood this, you don't have to go for training to learn so many things. There's YouTube, there's 11 IFMA competencies. If you go to YouTube and take 1 competency each day, you are going to cover a lot. You go to ChatGPT, you cover a lot, right?
knowing that, and then now relating with people. And I know that's what this program is meant for. It's for education. It's meant for you to come and learn and know where you need to learn. When people come for education, I said, when you come for training, training is to also show you what you don't know and what you need to know. That's what some training is meant for. You can't say you get everything in training. That's not correct. So for your masters, you can go for it. That's the way to have something in hand. And I know that's kind of similar to everybody. Is expensive. I said no. We have people that are managing big portfolio. They don't have any of this certification. I have a mentor. He doesn't have same. But if he speaks, you that same people say, "I'll come and tell me more." Right. So it's not just the certification. I can tell you when it comes to FM, certification is good for your growth, for your development, to open more doors. But at the end of the day, sit down with people and talk from the place of exposure and experience, right? So I will encourage you that many you can Google people that run training, but what you can get for now is foundational training. If you want to go for diploma courses, that takes like 3-4 months. I don't want to mention any company name because they're not paying for advert. So that's why I won't do that, right? So there are many companies that they do training and to be easy for you. So I think that's all. Let's get more questions so that we can call it a day. It's already 2 hours. It doesn't look like I'm doing anything, like we are gisting. That's the fun of FM.
Okay, let's hear from Bello. Bello, I can see your hand. So let's have a question. Bello, you raised your hand. Okay. Mr. Bello, Umar, I think it's Umar. Or do you want to say something? Okay. I think he mistakenly put that sign up. So thank you. Thank you. I actually have my own experience on FCA. There's no way I can allow this program to end without sharing my own experience on FCA. When I started tilting to, or when I had the I don't know, the push to go into FM, I enrolled with Mastercraft. So I think someone said that he scaled through on his own assignment, maybe it's Mastercraft. We are supposed to write a project on FCA. I did not know what they were saying. Jesus. I read, I know I attended the class, did everything. When it came to practical, I think I was expecting people to ask questions, especially the new FMs, how to do the calculation. Yes, they say so is 350 deferred maintenance. How do you even arrive at that 750 deferred maintenance? Many people don't know that. Ifeoluwa, they don't know how to get to those numbers. That was where the team hooked me. I started asking questions. I met engineers. I met people. How do I calculate? How do I measure? And at the end of the day, FCA, I think I got an A in it. It's the reports. People might be thinking the report is something. It's a comprehensive report. Too. Forget all this is with doctor. If you want, you can pay Ifeoluwa so that you teach you how to do the report. The report, when you bring it out like a hand bill, like this, when you present it, they will pay you millions. Companies are looking for that. And you do FCA. Some people think it's only on the structure. You do FCA even on assets, equipment. You do that. Yes. Fittings, you do FCA. You give a comprehensive report and then, do your index and then advise. So it was an interesting thing. But it took me a while before I was able to grasp and understand it. And now, with what Ifeoluwa has just done, you can see my notebook. I'd be like, ask people to come with your notebook. He did not. Man, I have like 3 pages, not just from his slides. As he was presenting his slide, he was actually giving us very awesome insights. I was just jotting down. I was picking not just the things on the slides. So I was writing from other things that he was talking about and points. So I want to encourage everybody. This is a platform where you can collaborate, where you can ask questions. Chinedu, in fact, I don't know how to thank him. He's my colleague and my oga patapata. I thank him for this program that he has started. I've actually learned a lot from the last training and today's one. I'm more that we are going to have. If you have anybody that is not registered on this platform or is not following all these our facilitators and then maybe the main mentor of this program, follow them on LinkedIn. They are there. They are there. FM, you read, you learn, you experience. If you are not a practical facility manager, it's not to read. When you start writing your CFM and all those things, that's when you see that all those knowledge you are picking at the side, they are good. They will help you for you to scale in all your exams. So thank you, Ifeoluwa. Thank you so much. Finally, I've seen your face. I'm always seeing it on picture on LinkedIn. But now I'm seeing you very well. And I asked you how he was.
We'll meet physically, don't worry.
Yes, yes. So thank you. I can see real one. You have your hands up. Okay. Quickly, let's have your own input before we close. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Obi. Thank you, Dr. Ifeoluwa, for the presentation. Sorry about I have some background noise here. I hope it doesn't disturb us. Also, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Chinedu for putting this all together. Well, first of all, I would still appreciate Dr. Ife because I was able to get a certification in designing for greater efficiency through him on LinkedIn. So thank you, sir. You posted it and I said and I went through the process. So at least I think I'm now to an extent an edge enthusiast. So basically, my question is this: I run a. It's probably not doesn't relate to facility condition assessment, but I think maybe I should put it out. If you could just give your own opinion as to how to go about it. So one of my facilities in the northern part of the country, the entire parking lot happens to be covered with interlocks. By further assessment, which I did, I realized, after the sand and there should be a kind of a leather before the interlocks are placed. So that wasn't done, and it's an old facility, very old per se, like over 20 years, which they've been installed. So the thing is, now it's raining season and the rains are consistent, and then now you have grasses pulling out in between the interlocks. It's not something you can just carry a grass cutter or a mower to go over. So even the consistent rains, it means I have to apply weed killers every 2 to 3 months to get rid of them. And this is so I don't know. I'm just trying to strike a balance, proposing to reinstall the interlocks or keep spraying them with chemicals. So that's just my short question, sir. Thank you very much.
When people ask question, I need to find out the perspective, the difference between perspective and perception. In the sense that you know your clients, right? Perspective is my own opinion. Perception is your client or a wider view opinion, right? So your clients, you know your clients. What do they want? What do they need? What is their capacity in terms of budget? You just mentioned that the building is over 20 years, right? These guys, if you give them the bill, how will they react to it? And what's the impact of replacing it? Of course, the weed and all those things makes the place, I'm sure, really bad or slippery. I guess that's what you're looking at. But if what will get your job done is what you are doing, good for you. But if what you are doing is not going to bring client satisfaction, if what you are doing right now, like applying weed and stuff, is not going to bring client satisfaction or it's not solving any problem, then you need to think of alternative B. For example, the cost of changing that interlock is 20 million. And they know for you to apply weed in a year is 60,000. Between you and I, they will tell you that they don't. People say FM like, see, you are chopping my money. That's how they see you. This guy, every time he comes, it's about money. And that's why I said in summary, FM is about people's well-being. If that stuff is going to affect their well-being, my brother, or if it's going to affect somebody dying,
You just have to make the point, right? To say, this is the right way to go around it. It might not even mean that you change all the interlocking. What it might mean is that, interlocking, if it's not bad, you can always reuse it, right? Is that you just relay it, regrout it, or do something to modify. And if that will help in the long run. So it's left for you to take any of the options that I've said. But I think the reason why you're asking that question must be that maybe you're tired of doing that, or there must be a reason why you felt like, I can't go ahead with this. And then most of the time is until when it grows up, I'm doing this. There are some weed killers. In fact, there's some engine oil or something that you can put that it will never grow again. So it's just for you to know what works best for you, right? And you do it. I hope I'm able to answer your question. I trust that I've been able to meet you at your point of need. All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ifeoluwa. Mr. Chinedu.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello.
We should be closing. Aderemi, Lawale. Yeah, I think we should be closing. Chipo would like to have a word from her. Mr. Chinedu, let's hear from her. I think she joined us from another country. So let's hear from her before we close.
Good evening. Thank you so much, Obi. Thank you so much to our presenters, organizers, all other participants. I am learning so much. I love this profession. I got into it by accident, and safe to say from today's presentation, I have been doing inspections most of the time, but I do strongly believe in continuous learning, continuous improvement, and advancement. And I'm really keen on the value addition that FMs contribute to strategies in business. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chipo. So Chinedu, you can close us.
Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. And Doctor, thank you very much. We really appreciate the time. We really appreciate the sacrifice. I know what it takes to put up, slides together. I also know what it takes to prepare and get ready for questions that you don't know which direction is going to come from. So we thank you for that sacrifice. We thank you, and it's for this show of collaboration and friendship that has lasted over time, which I know is still counting by God's grace. So thank you. You have made another impact, which you've been doing already, as far as the profession is concerned. And I know, we will still continue to relate and as much as possible, play our part to ensure that, the FM improves and get to the point where we want it, even within Nigeria and beyond. So in few words, I want to say thank you. Thank you again, Doctor. I want to appreciate you so much for that which you have done this evening. And for everyone that has joined from far, from near, whatever you have joined, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. And don't forget, it's something we'll do monthly. And God's willing, we'll be having another section sometime next month. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Doctor. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Chinedu,
everyone.
Obi, Doctor.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doc.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Mr. Chinedu.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Chinedu,
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Doc.
Obi.
Thank you, Chinedu. Thank you, Obi. Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.